Welcome back to Timeless Wisdom here on the Monkey Mind Mechanics channel. You know, a lot of you are out there exploring like the new Earth and the law of attraction.
And quantum 5D.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So we're diving into a classic today
Okay.
that touches on all those frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Neville Goddard's Feeling is the Secret.
Oh, yeah.
This book
Mm-hmm.
is all about how our emotions can shape our reality.
Right.
So can we really manifest our dreams just by feeling them into being?
Well, that is the central question that feeling is the secret explores.
Yeah.
It's this whole idea that, it's not enough to just think about what we want.
Yeah.
We have to actually feel it as if it's already happening.
Oh, that's so interesting because it's like we need to embody that state of having our desire fulfilled.
Absolutely.
Like it's already real.
Yeah.
What's fascinating to me is that this book was published back in 1944.
Oh, wow.
So these ideas have some serious vintage wisdom behind them.
Yeah, exactly. Neville Goddard was heavily influenced by all sorts of esoteric teachings, and he believed that our thoughts and our feelings directly create our reality.
That's powerful.
It is, and his book is not just theoretical.
Right.
Feeling is the Secret actually lays out techniques
Okay.
that you can use to manifest your desires.
Techniques using the power of our imagination.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, he talks about visualization,
Okay.
the assumption of the desired state, and really the importance of locking into the feeling of the outcome that you want.
Uh-huh.
So it's not just about seeing it in your mind's eye,
Yeah.
but becoming the person who already has that desire fulfilled.
So it's not enough to just think, oh, it'd be nice to have that.
Right.
We have to really step into that reality emotionally.
Yeah.
This totally connects with the whole manifestation movement that's so popular today.
Absolutely, you're right. It's
Yeah.
like the secret,
Yeah.
but with a deeper dive into the mechanics of how our consciousness shapes reality.
I like that.
So,
Deeper dives.
speaking of mechanics, let's get into the nuts and bolts of the book.
Okay, let's do it.
Chapter 1 is called Law and Its Operation.
Okay.
And it starts with this bold statement: the world and all within it is man's conditioned consciousness objectified.
Okay, that's a line that makes you stop and think for a second.
Right.
It sounds like something out of The Matrix.
It does.
What does Goddard even mean by that?
Well, he's saying that consciousness is the ultimate source and substance of reality itself.
Wow.
It's a concept that echoes modern ideas like the observer effect in quantum physics.
You mean the idea that the act of observing something can influence its behavior?
Precisely.
Interesting.
But Goddard takes it further and suggests that our consciousness is actually creating the reality we experience.
Okay.
He compares consciousness to a stream with two parts, the conscious and the subconscious mind.
So it's like two sides of the same coin working together?
Exactly. He describes them as the male and female aspects of consciousness working in tandem to create.
Okay.
So the conscious mind generates ideas, and then those ideas are impressed upon the subconscious, which is the realm of cause.
So our thoughts are like seeds planted in the fertile ground of the subconscious.
Exactly.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, and what's fascinating is how he links this to the concept of feeling. He states that feelings are the language of the subconscious.
So what you feel is what you're truly communicating to your subconscious,
Exactly.
not just what you think.
Right, so if we're constantly feeding it, fear and doubt,
Yeah.
we're essentially creating a reality that mirrors those feelings.
That's kind of scary, but also empowering.
It
Because
is.
if we can shift our feelings to ones of joy and gratitude and fulfillment,
Yes.
then we're setting the stage for those experiences to show up in our lives.
Exactly. It's about taking control of our inner world to create the outer world we desire.
I love that. And that leads us to chapter 2,
Yes.
which focuses on sleep.
It does. Goddard calls it the natural door into the subconscious. Oh, almost like a secret portal where we can plant those seeds of desire.
I love that imagery, but why sleep?
Yeah.
What makes it so special?
Well, Goddard believed that as we drift off to sleep, our last waking concept of ourselves is what influences our subconscious throughout the night.
Okay.
So if we fall asleep feeling stressed and anxious,
Oh, no.
we're essentially programming our subconscious to create more of those experiences.
That explains a lot about my recurring dreams.
Right.
But seriously, that means we need to be intentional about cultivating a positive emotional state before bed.
Absolutely.
Easier said than done some nights, though.
It definitely takes practice. The book specifically advises assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled as you're drifting off. So instead of focusing on what's missing, imagine yourself already having achieved your desire.
Okay.
And let those joyful feelings wash over you.
So it's like tucking that seed of desire into the subconscious and letting it germinate while we sleep.
Exactly. And the subconscious, being impersonal and non-selective, will take that feeling as a command and
Yeah.
begin to orchestrate events and circumstances to bring it into being.
That's a powerful image.
It is.
It's like we're handing the subconscious a blueprint for the reality we want to create.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And because the conscious mind is less active during sleep, it allows the subconscious to really take the lead
Right.
and begin weaving that reality into being.
This is all starting to click for me. It's like we're learning the secret language of the universe
Yeah.
by understanding the power of our feelings.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm really curious about Chapter 3.
Okay.
It's titled Prayer,
Yes.
which I know can be a sensitive topic.
It can.
How does Goddard approach it?
Well, he presents prayer as another powerful way to access and influence the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
He describes it as a state of consciousness very similar to that twilight zone just before sleep,
Oh, okay.
a place of receptivity and openness.
So it's not about begging or pleading with a higher power,
Right.
but more about aligning ourselves with what we desire.
Exactly. He suggests praying with the belief that you've already received what you're asking for. It's about feeling the joy and gratitude as if the prayer is already answered.
So it's not about hoping or wishing.
Right?
It's about knowing and feeling.
Exactly.
It sounds similar to the visualization technique we talked about for sleep.
You're right. There's a definite connection. Goddard emphasizes that prayer should be effortless.
Okay.
It's not a struggle or a force of will. It's about getting into what he calls the spirit of the state desired.
The spirit of the state desired.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's like we need to embody the essence of what we want to attract.
But how do we get into that state?
Well, he suggests using visualization and feeling
Okay.
to create a vivid sense of already having what we desire.
Uh-huh.
So it's about silencing those doubts and negative thoughts that might arise
Right.
and really immersing ourselves in the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
This is definitely challenging some of my assumptions about prayer.
It does for many people.
So far, we've seen how sleep and prayer can be used to access and influence the subconscious. And Chapter 4 really leans into the spiritual side of Goddard's teachings.
Okay.
It's called spirit feeling.
Interesting.
This chapter is where Goddard makes a bold statement.
Okay.
Faith is feeling. He's saying it's not enough to just intellectually believe in something.
Right.
You have to feel it in your heart.
Good. Feel it in your heart.
Okay. I'm starting to see how feeling is the common thread running through all of these chapters.
Absolutely.
But what does faith or feeling have to do with manifesting our desires?
Well, Goddard believes that you never attract that which you want,
Okay.
but always attract that which you are.
Mm.
And he links this directly to our feeling state.
Okay.
So if we embody insecurity and unworthiness, we'll attract experiences that reflect those feelings.
Right.
But if we cultivate confidence and empowerment,
Yeah.
we'll attract opportunities that support our growth.
So we attract what we embody, what we resonate with on a deeper level.
Exactly.
And that's where feeling comes in.
And he takes this even further, connecting it to our own divine nature. He encourages us to believe you are God,
Wow.
meaning we have the same creative power within us
Okay.
as we attribute to a higher being.
He's saying we have the power to shape our reality just like a divine creator.
Yeah, and he suggests that it is natural to do the works of the one you believe yourself to be.
Right.
So if we see ourselves as limited and powerless,
Yeah.
we'll act accordingly.
Makes sense.
But if we embrace our innate power and potential,
Uh-huh.
we can literally create miracles in our lives.
That's a really inspiring thought. It's like he's calling us to step into our full power as creators.
Exactly.
Not through force or struggle,
Right.
but through the power of feeling.
That's the essence of feeling, is the secret.
Yeah.
It's about aligning our inner world with the reality we want to create.
This has been such an eye-opening exploration of feeling is the secret so far.
It really has. And while we've covered a lot of ground in this chapter-by-chapter overview,
Yeah.
there's still so much to unpack.
Yeah. It feels like we're just scratching the surface of how profound this book really is.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, how can we actually apply these principles in our everyday lives?
Right.
It's one thing to understand these concepts,
Yeah.
but putting them into practice feels like a whole other challenge.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's like learning a new language, you know?
Ah.
You can understand the grammar and vocabulary,
Right.
but you need to practice speaking it to become fluent.
Right.
And thankfully, Goddard offers some very practical advice in feeling is the secret.
Okay. I'm all ears.
Right.
What kind of practical tips does he give?
Well, one of his key recommendations is to practice what he calls the assumption of the desired state.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Isn't that about feeling as if your wish is already fulfilled?
Yes.
I can imagine that's easier said than done.
It is.
How do you convince yourself you're abundant, for example,
Right.
when your current reality is telling you otherwise?
Well, Goddard suggests using your imagination to create a vivid mental picture of your desired reality.
Mm.
It's about going beyond just thinking about what you want
Okay.
and actually stepping into the feeling of having it already.
So it's like creating a movie in your mind where you're the star leading the life of your dreams.
Exactly. But you don't just watch this movie passively.
Right.
You feel it with every fiber of your being. You step into that character
Okay.
and experience those emotions as if they're happening in the present moment.
So let's say you're visualizing financial abundance.
Okay.
Would you imagine yourself walking into a bank, feeling the weight of your wallet full of cash,
Yeah.
and experiencing that sense of security and freedom?
That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You're not just thinking about having money.
Uh-huh.
You're embodying the emotions associated with it.
Right.
The confidence, the gratitude, the peace of mind.
So it's about engaging all of our senses
Yes.
to create a truly immersive experience in our mind.
Exactly.
But how important is it to get super specific with the details?
The more vivid and emotionally charged your visualization is,
Yeah.
the stronger the impression you're making on your subconscious mind.
Mm.
Remember, the subconscious is the master creator.
Right.
So whatever you impress upon it, it will work to bring into your reality.
So it's not a one-time thing.
No.
We need to make this a regular practice, right?
Consistency is key.
Okay.
Don't expect overnight miracles. It's like exercising a muscle.
Uh-huh.
The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
Right.
So make it a daily habit to visualize your desired reality
Right.
and really immerse yourself in those positive feelings.
Okay. I'm definitely adding this to my daily routine.
Good.
Are there any other techniques that Goddard recommends for speaking to our subconscious?
Well, he also talks about the power of our self-talk.
Oh, yeah.
Our internal dialogue has a huge impact on our emotional state.
Absolutely. If we're constantly criticizing ourselves or focusing on what's wrong,
Right.
it's no wonder we feel stuck in those negative patterns.
Sure. Exactly. Goddard suggests replacing that negative self-talk with positive affirmations.
So instead of saying, I'm so broke,
Right.
you might say, I am attracting abundance into my life, or I am worthy of financial prosperity.
Exactly. It might feel strange at first,
Right.
but the more you repeat these positive statements, the more you start to believe them. And remember, belief is a crucial ingredient in manifesting our desires.
So we're essentially reprogramming our subconscious
We are.
by feeling it these positive affirmations and visualization.
Yeah.
It's like we're giving it a whole new set of instructions for creating our reality.
Precisely. We're shifting our internal state from one of lack and limitation to one of abundance and possibility.
This is really making me think about how much power we have over our own experiences.
We do.
I'm curious, what other insights does Goddard offer in Feeling is the Secret?
Well, he emphasizes the importance of gratitude.
Okay.
He believes that feeling grateful for what we already have is one of the most powerful ways to attract more good things into our lives.
That makes sense. Gratitude shifts our focus from what's missing to what we already have.
It does.
It puts us in a more positive and receptive state, right?
Exactly. When we're feeling grateful, we're sending a powerful message to the universe that we're open to receiving even more blessings.
So it's a good idea to start and end each day by listing a few things we're grateful for.
Absolutely.
It could be something as simple as a good cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset.
Exactly. It's about training our minds to focus on the good even when things are tough.
What I appreciate about Goddard's approach is that he doesn't frame it as a way to manipulate the universe,
Right.
to give us what we want.
Yeah.
It's more about aligning ourselves with our desires, becoming the kind of people who naturally attract those things into our lives.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
It's an inside-out approach to creating the life of our dreams.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's about becoming the person who already has what they desire,
Yeah.
not just wishing for it.
Exactly. And it's not a destination. It's an ongoing journey of evolution and growth. It's about expanding our capacity to receive the abundance that's available to us.
This conversation has been incredibly insightful.
It has.
I feel like I'm starting to see the world through a whole new lens.
Good.
But before we get too carried away, we do need to take a short break.
Okay.
Don't go anywhere, though.
All right.
When we come back, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Feeling is the Secret with some final thoughts and takeaways. And we're back, continuing our deep dive into Neville Goddard's Feeling is the Secret. You know, one of the things that's really resonating with me is how Goddard emphasizes that this isn't just about manifesting material things
Right.
or outward success.
It's not about chasing some fleeting version of happiness. It's about creating a life that feels genuinely fulfilling at the deepest level.
He talks about recognizing our own divinity.
Yeah.
And to me, that connects directly with this idea of soul-level fulfillment.
Right.
When we tap into that divine spark within, it's like we unlock this wellspring of unlimited potential and joy.
It's like we're remembering who we truly are, powerful creators.
Yeah.
And when we start living from that place of inner knowing, the things we attract into our lives naturally reflect that alignment.
So it's not just about getting what we want.
Right.
It's about becoming the kind of people who effortlessly attract the things that are meant for us.
Precisely. It's an inside-out approach to manifesting our dreams.
It's not about trying to manipulate the universe or force things to happen.
Right.
It's about doing the inner work to align ourselves with our desires.
And that inner work is a continuous journey.
Yeah.
It's about constantly evolving and growing and expanding our capacity to receive all the good that the universe has in store for us.
This has been such an incredible exploration of feeling is the secret.
And
I feel like we've barely scratched the surface, but we've covered so much ground today.
it's been a real pleasure diving into these concepts with you.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to leave our listeners with?
Sure.
Any final words of wisdom?
Well, remember that you are not a victim of your circumstances.
Okay.
You have the power to choose your thoughts, your feelings, and ultimately to create the reality you desire.
That's such an empowering reminder.
It is.
We're not just along for the ride.
Nope.
We're the ones behind the wheel.
Exactly. So take the wheel and steer your life in the direction of your dreams.
I love that. And on that note, a huge thank you to all of our amazing listeners for joining us on this deep dive into Neville Goddard's Feeling is the Secret.
It's been an honor sharing these insights with you.
And don't forget to subscribe to Monkey Mind Mechanics for more timeless wisdom episodes. We'll be back soon with more mind-expanding content to help you unlock your full potential and create a life you truly love.
Until next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and never stop believing in the power of your dreams.
See you soon.